game. 5-1. We're going into week Tampa Bay. We're taking on the Oakland Raiders and Derek Carr. Jim Kelly versus Derek Carr. Excuse me. Some of you may notice started a new series last night. Found some classic rosters throughout Madden 16, 17, 18 thanks to I Teach History 78. I downloaded them all and plan to go through and resim the 86, 87, 89, 93, 99, 75 seasons. We're starting with 86, and yesterday the St. Louis Cardinals took on the Los Angeles Rams. You'll have to check the game out and see how it went. The next game will be tonight, after Monday Night Football. And you can comment on the video to vote on which 4 o'clock game in Week 1, 1986 you want to see. We'll update you on a couple other things as this game gets underway. I have to kick off. Oh, I'm in the rain again. That's why I lost to Tampa. The rainy fall in Buffalo, evidently. Brad Del Riso with the kickoff. Shane Conlon with a hit. Alright, you may remember from the last video I said that our 1960 campaign, which will be getting underway when this one finishes, added a 4th man, although he won't be starting right away, the Green Bay Packers. I went to edit the Packers last night and discovered that I had accidentally written over my file for 1960, so I have to start all over again. But now the Packers and Giants are both at 50%, and the Steelers and Bills I'll work on. Okay, let's see. We're going to get a pitch sack for somebody. Alright, good play, good play. Marv Levy, dyeing his hair nowadays. Preparing for alternate Super Bowl 8. The Cowboys and Raiders are both at 50%. That'll be something else in the 1960 season because I accidentally overwrote the original file with the 73 file. You're going to have Cowboys and Raiders that are, have 73 names. I'm going to try and, as we go, change those ones first when I need a guy for Giants or whatever, but I'm not going to get them all, obviously. During the practice, they had me running the cover 4. So we'll see. Oh, Darryl Talley interception. Oh, I forgot to fix his sleeve. One's still white and the other one's blue. Darryl Talley with a pick. That kind of reminds me, too bad the momentum was going out of bounds. That reminds me of Jack Squirrek's interception in Super Bowl 18 for the Raiders against the Redskins. Okay, short field. The Bills' offense will definitely need this. Well, we're going to go with a pass because into the end. Oh. Nelson knocking on Jay Reed off his course. Of course, remember 1991. Okay, the Bills were 6-1. Or 5-1, just like I am now. And they came into week 7, took on the Indianapolis Colts, beat them 42-6. I mean, they just, from the word jump, just destroyed them. Kenneth Davis had a memorable touchdown run. God damn it. I'm going to, sorry, excuse the language. Well, I can't get. Here, let's try this. Okay, so anyway, they beat the Colts to get to 6-1. They did play the Raiders in '91. That was a memorable game. It was later in the season. We'll talk about it more in depth as it comes. I couldn't wait till the break because I was being rushed. And I threw it inside. Alright, anyway. Scott Norwood missed like 3 field goals and an extra point, but the Bills were able to come back, put it in overtime. And in overtime, Norwood won it. But that was really the final straw in Norwood's career. The writing was on the wall at that point. They were just waiting for the end of the season to let him go. And Steve Christie would come in '92, and he was one of the greatest kickers in Bills history. But I can't believe it. Some of you may have noticed John M. played his game yesterday for the Giants against the Seahawks. And I gotta say, that Seattle team is tough. I mean, they put a whooping on him. I think it was 41-28 by the end, but 5 interceptions. And I'm in a league where we're on pro in this league. Well, I'm in a league where we're on all pro, and there's 9 humans in that league. And the Seattle Seahawks are controlled by a computer, and they won the Super Bowl. They are a phenomenally ranked team in this video game. So if you're looking for a team, you're not sure who you want to run, you're not really, Bruce, type of guy that doesn't want to run his favorite team or doesn't have a favorite team, check the Seahawks out. Henry Jones again standing up with the defensive line. There's a glitch. Ever since they put that patch in, there are glitches everywhere in this. I mean, Brian Baldinger is back with the secondary. Henry Jones is up with the defensive line. And the thing is, neither one of them are starting. There we go. Odell Hagen's on the tackle. Third down and 5 now. Cornelius Bennett, the biscuit, making the tackle to force the punt. Of course, when the Bills played the Raiders in 1991, they were the LA Raiders, and it was played out in the Coliseum in Los Angeles. And the Bills would win that game to 27. Remember last year when the Bills played the Raiders? And that punter right there had a tremendous punt. And there was a penalty. I think he got hit or something. And he picks up the flag and starts dancing with it and causing himself a 15-yard penalty. Now that's something I'd never seen out of a punter before. The braggadocio. But hey, he's a hell of a punter. I mean, I expect big things out of... Can't think of his name right now. It seemed like I had a lot of control over him. Settings. Game options. Alright. Alright, let's see what we got. 9-yard pickup by Thomas. Had a really rough outing with him against the Buccaneers. Speaking of that, that's the Bills' next game in their life. They're 3-2 right now. They've lost the lead on the AFC East over the bye as New England has taken it back. Oh, he's broken free. Thomas. I don't know how to dance. Touchdown. Gonna open the vault. 70 yards. And on top, well, that's unusual for Thomas to make it rain like that, but it's already raining, Thurman. 81 total yards rushing now. I love that uniform. Again, I always say a lot of people, they prefer the white helmets, they prefer the standing buffalo, whatever. It really has to do with when did you fall in love with a team? What was the uniform when you fell in love with your favorite team? And to me, that was that right there. I will love the day where they wear that as throwbacks. Right now, of course, according to NFL rules, they can't because you're only allowed to wear one helmet throughout the year. So until they figure out that you can paint the helmet back and forth, we're not going to see these throwbacks. That was a recent change because remember when they wore those ugly uniforms in the early 2000s, they would throw back to the 60s with a standing buffalo. So anyway, I've updated you on the 1960 project, the 86 project, the alternate Super Bowl 8, the Cowboys and Raiders. One of the Super Bowls that many people in the 70s wanted to see, but never did. This is the only time they meet, too. Super Bowl 8. And the alternates, the regular alternates. Someday I'll do alternate A where the AFC changes and alternate B where the NFC, or alternate N, I guess, where the NFC changes, but that's far off in the future. Another project I've discussed doing recently is my career. When I was a kid, I wanted to play quarterback in the NFL. And various things stopped that from happening. Genetics, injuries, regional location. You know, you don't get scouted in upstate New York unless you're really good. I mean, Brian Leonard came out of upstate New York. But, you know, I'm 5'9" and prone to putting on weight and lazy. That doesn't help. But anyway, it was my dream. So right now, if I had made it, I'd be in my 17th season. It'd be the end. I'd always said when I was a kid, I always said I wanted to do 17 years. And so I get to thinking, well, I'll look back and do it. So what I did was, well, I was a quarterback. I would have come out in 2001. I'm obviously not going to take Michael Vick or Drew Brees' spot. I'm smart enough to know that even if I'd been good, I wouldn't have been that good, you know. So I took the other quarterbacks. There were 11 drafted that year. I took the other 9 quarterbacks and I threw them in a hat and I drew a name. I drew the names. And the 7th one that I picked, 7 because I was talking with a John Elway fan while I was doing it. The 7th one I picked is the person I'm going to interject my career into, and that happened to be Mike McMahon with Detroit. I'll get into more about how that's going to work in, I think, December. Fumble. Another turnover. When that starts. So, Vinny Vincent will be a Detroit Lion in 2001. Another thing, I started a Facebook group if you're into these rosters and want to hear more about them. We only have 6 members right now, but it's on Facebook called Madden Custom Rosters. A couple other guys that are in the group. One of them wants to do a one of these type seasons, but he wants to control multiple teams, and that's a little trickier to do that. I'll explain it when we get to that. I'm going to be taking over the 1958 Baltimore Colts, my all-time absolute favorite quarterback, John Unitas, in one of his best seasons. Touchdown! And the 1991 Atlanta Falcons, the Deion Sanders, you know, Falcons, the too legit to quit Falcons that made the playoffs and really excited the city of Atlanta, seeing MC Hammer on the sideline. That's going to be fun. December as well. So I got a couple projects going. This is a one-run season here. The 91 Bills and the 86 Giants. We both lost last game out, and hopefully that doesn't happen again, especially since he's in the NFC and going to have to play the Seahawks again. I mean, our goal is to beat in the Super Bowl, and then when we get to the 60 season where there's 4 of us, both the Steelers and Packers are learning the game more so than I am. So, you know, I don't know. Plus, the Bills are an absolutely tremendously horrible team in 1960, so I'm not expecting to make the Super Bowl in that run. The Packers are stacked. There's Hall of Famers everywhere. The Steelers have a Hall of Fame quarterback. The Giants have guys like Frank Gifford and Rosie Greer. And, I mean, everybody's stacked. Me, I got nobody. I got the first draft bust in AFL history in Richie Lucas as my 4th string quarterback. I got really nobody. So I don't know. I'm having fun with doing this stuff. I see there's 5-6 views per video. Not a lot of fans yet, but maybe it'll blow up. It's been a good first quarter. My son and I are doing, I'm teaching, my son is 8, and I'm teaching him. So we're doing a franchise on All-Pro, or All-Pro, yeah, an 8-year-old, on Rookie, where he's the Bills and I'm the Vikings. His favorite team is the Bills, and my daughter's 5, her favorite team is the Vikings because they're purple. I'm just playing the moments, and I'm teaching him playing the moments. We're not getting into free agency and all that, but hopefully in the coming years you'll see and maybe hear some stuff out of him. Leonard Smith. You know, the funny thing about Leonard Smith making that tackle is for the 86 Cardinals, he was on that team in the game that simulated last night. So you'd actually get to see him as a Cardinal. So was Otis Anderson, the Super Bowl MVP at 25. They're both on the Cardinals, and they both played roles in that game. So check it out. Of course, with everything, I'm making specific playlists so you can easily find it better. This one, of course, is listed as Classic 91 Bills and 86 Giants. Alternate Super Bowl has its own playlist. Vinny Vincent's career will. Again, I can't tell you whether the Steelers and Packers games will be on YouTube or not. The Packers will at first because he won't be joining the league for a while. But, kids have a half-day of school today. Some kind of parent-teacher, or not parent-teacher, but some kind of teacher conference day. And that's the end of one. So after this, I will be back on later this evening with the next 86 simulation. Also have another Bills game as the Giants are on a bye week. You know, the guys on the sidelines, they're all plain. They don't have names on the backs. They don't have any extra equipment on. And the sad thing is that the numbers are real. They match up. They just had showed Cornelius Bennett on the sideline. He wasn't in the last formation. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The computer changes momentum when they want to. They want to drive down the field on you, you're not going to stop them. They want to beat you, you're not going to beat them. That's like the Seahawks-Giants game yesterday. And from the outset, the Seahawks were going to win that game. The computer had made up its mind that John M. was not going undefeated, and they got it. I mean, what more can you ask for? You know, I haven't run any no-huddle this game. I mean, I spent the whole first quarter making defensive stops, and now in the second, they're coming alive. I mean, that happens in real life, too. You look at the Falcons-Dolphins game yesterday. The Falcons dominated the first half and then couldn't do anything in the second. I mean, the Dolphins had made the right adjustments, but that right there, though, that is the story of the Falcons through the last 3-4 years. Going back to the 2012 NFC Championship game, they get a big lead and then can't hold it. They're not strong enough, tough enough, whatever it is. I mean, it's various reasons here and there. In the Super Bowl, the play calling became generic. They didn't hold the ball. And the Falcons are my second favorite team, so it hurts to see this because, you know, you get a big lead and you wonder, all right, how are they going to come back now? I mean, they're 3-2 on the season, and they could easily be like 1-4. You know, they could have lost that Bears game had they not had the goal line stand at the end, and they could have lost that Lions game had the receiver continued on in the end zone instead of falling down while he was catching the ball. Golden Tate. So the Falcons are not, in my mind, a Super Bowl favorite right now. I predicted at the beginning of the year the Super Bowl will be my worst nightmare, as it'll be the Cowboys and Patriots, and it's not exactly, neither one are lighting it up and looking like Super Bowl caliber teams right now. I'll tell you, the AFC is kind of wide open. Houston's doing all right at times. Kansas City, Pittsburgh, you don't know what you're getting with them. Oh, nice hit by Nate Odoms. Hold them to the fourth down. The NFC, Philadelphia looks tough. Seattle's not bad. You don't know what you're getting out of some teams. I mean, look at the Giants and Broncos game last night. Who would have thought 10 and dominate the game? Not me. I thought for sure. I even told my wife's a Giants fan, and she went to bed. I asked her if she wanted the TV on the Giants game so she could watch them lose. But she didn't. Well, hey. As someone who was an offensive guy throughout his playing career in high school and the year in college, I always pride myself on my defense in video games. And my offense is never really that great. And it's kind of strange to think about that, you know, I played quarterback and modified and middle school and high school. And I played as a receiver in college. Oh, come on. And I struggle offensively in video games. I didn't catch that. I think the drive goal is to get a touchdown. There it is. 5th receiving touchdown for Andre Reed. Okay. Oh, man. I have only picked up 1 yard since that touchdown run. Got 2 rushes, but they're down at 8. Well, let's try this bench play. There we go. And I got the 5th touchdown. Let's see. There we go. And that's not dancing. There, the NWO. Little salute. Or the Sting salute for WCW fans. Reed just running away. Almost kind of. I pushed L2 seeing if he'd dance or something. He almost looks like he pulls up limp when I did it. Right. Here. I don't know.
Now Hausch could attack on the extra point.
I have the commentary mute, but I'm sure they just said that Nathan Peterman hit Andre Holmes for a touchdown.
3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Funny story about the Giants-Seahawks game. I noticed he was going live. Yesterday I was mowing the lawn. So I put my phone on the game and I use my headset and I'm listening. And of course I don't see anything, so I'm hearing the announcer saying like Eli Manning and Odell Beckham, and I'm not sure exactly who is who other than Eli Manning is Phil Simms. So, you know, I know I took a 10-year gap playing video games. I started my career and my family. I think the last Madden I'd bought was 08, the PlayStation 2. But the announcers there was a pool of names, they would say. Because I can remember creating myself and always being able to hear Vincent this, Vincent that. Now it's like the announcers are locked in. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. I know that the NCAA series went away because of a lawsuit. Maybe something happened there. Again, if anybody's watching this and wants to tell me why, so I don't have to Google it, it'd be handy. Henry Jones stepping up, making the tackle. Two-minute warning. In case you're wondering why I'm sitting around at 10 a.m. on a Monday morning playing a video game, I'm on vacation. And when you got small kids who are in school, your vacation plans include you sitting in your living room playing video games on a Monday morning. Derek Carr just got lamb-basted, I believe, by Cornelius Bennett on the outside there. Jack Del Rio's not exactly thrilled with that. Now, these rosters, unfortunately, we went inside the franchise to create them, so they're not available for download. But the 86 Giants is on through Madden 16 with, like I said earlier, I Teach History 78 created 86. He's got a very good looking 87 roster out for Madden 18. Bruce gets to him for the sack. Second sack of the day. That Raiders-Bills game from '91, I remember they made the cover of Sports Illustrated, and Jay Schrader was the quarterback for the Raiders, and Shane Conlon or somebody, I believe, has his hand right on Schrader's face mask and is yanking the helmet almost sideways on the cover of the Sports Illustrated. That was really funny. Jake Schrader, the Raider, was kind of like the punter for the Eagles, Jeff Fiegels of the Eagles. I was like, or when a guy's named Washington, he plays for the Redskins, or a guy named Houston will play for the Oilers or Texans. Only completed 2 passes so far. One of them went for a 70-yard touchdown, though. I like to change this. Hot route, read, and go to slant.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here.
Let's go with the game plan, the drive pattern. Lofton coming across shallow. McKellar a little deeper across the middle. Lofton going in weird motion. It should have been a penalty. That should have been a penalty. What the heck was Lofton doing? Right now it would be a 67-yard. No, I can't kick the field goal. Oh, sacked. We got press coverage on the outside. What are the safeties doing? Oh man, and it's open. Well, when you go deep, you throw interceptions sometimes. Every now and then, you aim, you shoot, you hope for the best. Oh, J.D. Williams almost with a pick. Halftime. They show a highlight of Thomas finishing his run. Oh, 24-3 Buffalo at half. 99 yards passing, 82 rushing. That's not too bad. 2 takeaways. I get the giveaway sucked, but Jim Kelly, 4 of 9, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus a pick. Thurman Thomas has gone for 82 yards and a touchdown. Derek Carr, 6 of 11, 57. Marshawn Lynch, 11 carries, 31 yards. Not bad, Kelly. Important stat, though, is the score. It's 24-3. That's where I stopped him short. Janikowski made the field goal. I've been to plenty of rainy day games in Buffalo. I know exactly what that's like. Just Reed breaking free. There's the interception. Sorry, Jim Kelly, if you ever see this. Sorry about all the interceptions I throw. Kelly Strong, though, man. What that man has been through since retiring, the bouts of cancer. Not to mention unfortunate situation with his son. I've got tremendous respect for Jim Kelly. He was my hero when I was a kid. I didn't pattern myself after him. I didn't have the power. I patterned myself more after Elway. I didn't have the arm strength for him either, but
start the third quarter. They run the counter now on first down. And it worked his way across.
Decent little run.
32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on.
10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Pretty move by Shady. And taking it across midfield.
Over 100 yards now.
Another nice gain, 16.
It's my goal every game is to get over 100. Figure if you can get 1,600 yards for the season, you should be able to lead the league.
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Oh, phew. The way the ball bounces in this game just scares you sometimes. 4 of 10. Well, I got to do better for Kelly. What was it, second down?
Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Greatest comeback in NFL history is 32 points. Performed by these Buffalo Bills in 1992 against the Houston Oilers. So I continue putting the pressure on until I am up by 33. Greatest fourth quarter comeback in NFL history It was 1987 St. Louis Cardinals down by 25 against Tampa, coming back to win. So if you're up by 26 in the fourth, at that point I feel you can take your foot off the gas and third and 11.
Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw.
No, okay, 43. It would be a 61-yard kick in the rain. I think I'm going to punt with a 24-3 lead. Now we want to hit the. Why not? We want to hit the backspin punt. We like that coffin corner a little. That's going to go into the end zone. Shoot, too high. No touchback.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like in the half? Because
tell me,
that's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, give the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
Second down. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now Carr.
Nice hit by Jones. Nice hit.
Pops out, incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's going to have to absorb the contact. And as a result,
2nd and 10. I don't honestly really ever know what I'm doing on defense. Sometimes the play calls, I just hope for the best. Again, I said I was an offensive guy. Ooh, a flag. What is it? I believe he's not too happy though. Illegal forward pass. So that's a loss of down, right? 3rd and 15. Yep. We'll take it. Loss of down and the yardage. Heck yeah.
That's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
No, I don't want to blitz on that. Yeah, Tampa too, I guess.
The Raiders on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 at this point. This will be 3rd and 15.
Okay.
Now Carr again.
Oh.
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. The first of the career.
Nate Odoms. Pick 6. Love it. Man, I remember his dance that he would do. Kind of like, why can't I think of the word right now? Man, it sucks getting older. Looking forward with his arms out, like a, it's pretty, he looked like he had such long arms. That's one of the reasons why I think he led the league in interceptions in 93, maybe? Or he was up there.
Here's Hauschka for the extra point.
Norwood to add the extra point.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception.
3rd turnover.
Navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return.
Shane Conlon coming in from behind, the linebacker out of Penn State. It is a 28-point lead now, but like I said, it is not the greatest comeback in NFL history, so you got to keep putting the pressure on them. This is where I think the Atlanta Falcons in the last couple of years make that mistake, is they're up by 17 yesterday, and they take the pressure off. Oh, see? Anything can happen at any time. You get on a roll, there's still 3:40 to go in a video game. That's nothing.
They need any spark at this point.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon,
You can't take the pressure off.
to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Carr now on first down. And Cook has it left side. And he'll get this one
Right down the field they go. Even, I don't,
23 yards on the play.
computer doesn't want to be held to 3 points.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Carr gives to Lynch on the draw.
No, that was a bad play call. I effectively took Bruce Smith right away from where they were running. 42 yards rushing, too much.
Pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Got Bailey in on the sack.
He goes down. C.O. Moore.
Daryl Taliafield for the run fake, and by the time I realized what it was, Bailey was getting the
The
sack.
amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On second down, here's Carr. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver.
New York's leading the Falcons by 7. That'll probably happen too. New York is playing unreal. They kind of, the ticky-tackiness of the rules got to them yesterday.
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. On third and long, it's Carr. They'll set up the screen to Lynch. And on this one, he'll get
Tally on the tackle.
right at the 15-yard
And I've got to remember to fix his sleeve. That one should be red. He wore a Spider-Man decal, which quickly was made illegal. And you can't do that on the video game, but I thought one red, one blue. Somehow it's turned itself into red, blue and white. So we're going to go for the field goal, huh?
So on fourth down, off goes Carr, and on is Sebastian Janikowski.
Again, you know, I've complained about it in videos past. The guy coming off the corner to block, stutter steps. The blocking scheme isn't exactly perfect, but it's almost like the computer decides, all right, you get to block 3 kicks the whole year. You better make sure you rush the right ones, or you're not going to get them. So up by 25. Again, 25 is the greatest fourth quarter comeback, so we're in the third still, but we're not safely enough ahead where we just sit on the ball and kneel down, take 3 knees and leave.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up.
Not that we need to throw the ball every play. I mean, we got Thurman Thomas, we got Kenneth Davis, got Carwell Gardner.
close the game out.
The fullback.
You can really benefit your team right now.
And that is the end of the third with the Buffalo Bills leading the Oakland Raiders 31-6. So the number changes. The greatest comeback now in the fourth quarter is only 25. Second down, 7. I beat Metzler to the block. The 1960s rosters will be available for download. It'll be 4 teams, and as I said, the Cowboys and Raiders are kind of screwed up, and I'm trading players to fit, so the rest of the league is going to be all screwy. And I don't have the patience or time that I Teach History 78 does, the guy who does the full. So I'm going to make sure I set aside, change it, instead of just putting up like I have in the past, 1966. I'll make sure that it's specifically, you know, that you're getting these 4 teams. If you download the 1960 roster, you're getting Buffalo, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, and the New York Giants. And again, as I said earlier, I accidentally overwrote my file when I was doing the 1973 alternate Super Bowl, so I lost everything I did. But in the last 24 hours, I've gotten the Packers and Giants back to 50%. I'll work on the Bills and Steelers soon, and we hope to get that season underway in November. We might be doing it simultaneously with this one. I don't know. Don't expect videos at a frantic pace. As you get more guys in the league, it takes longer to get through a week. The Vinny Vincent career, I'm hoping to get that started around December. If you missed it earlier, I'm going to relive a what if and had I actually been taller and better and gooder, I guess you could say. And where would I have been drafted? I randomly picked out of the 11 quarterbacks. I didn't use Vic or Breeze because, you know, even I'm not dumb enough to be better than them. Vic was the number 1 overall pick, and Breeze looks like a Hall of Famer. So, but I went the 5th round to Detroit, where Mike McMahon had went, and oh, I thought I could pick it. Did you get the catch? Yep, 1st and 10. I'm gonna present that one. I do like the alternate Super Bowls and the classic stuff doing commentary. When I'm playing the game, I just sort of ramble on and talk. I'm good at talking to myself. When I do the Vinny Vincent career, I'm going to do it like DVD commentary where I'm talking back about my career past, and we don't know if I'm going to only play 1 game or 17 years going into it, but I like to be able to hold him out of the scoring a touchdown in this game.
That's exactly what he got done there. Carr now on 1st down. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging. Little tapestry, if you will. Ooh, I like it. Carr to throw again. This one left side, caught by Patterson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Well, now's the time to tighten up. I can remember, I believe it was Madden 94. It was the first one I used to get them for Christmas when I was a kid, and I think Madden 94 was the first one that I got for Christmas 93. Before that, we'd been playing Tecmo Super Bowl, which is still my all-time favorite game. And believe it or not, you can download a Tecmo Bowl ROM where they've edited rosters to several different years. You could do this kind of thing with those rosters. You don't get the realism that you do with Madden, and you don't get the look and all that, but the stats are much easier to read. But anyway, and there's some of the ROMs only have the 28 teams, so you're missing 4 teams. Or if you go back before 76, you've got 2 extra teams. some of the stats or some of the ROMs, the guys have actually gone and edited them. Tecmo Bowl itself still produces games for the NES and Super NES. They're generic. They don't have the NFL license anymore. So, but I saw through. They were. The problem with those games is they're for the full classic systems, not these mini classics that are a rip-off now with the pricing all, but they're for the full classics, so you still have to have working. Is he injured? No, he's getting up. I'm going for the field goal again. You still have to have working NES or SNES, and oh, did I hit the kicker? No, okay. You know, and they released the Tecmo Super Bowl NFL edition. There's a college and a pro. They released the NFL, well, the Pro edition, I should say, same day that, or around the same time Madden was released. Well, I'm sorry, as much as I love Tecmo Bowl, my Nintendo's not hooked up. Oh shoot. No, well, I'll just let him grab the onside kick. Pay attention at all. I'm busy talking about Tecmo Super Bowl, but you got to make a decision, and the decision is to go with Madden, especially because I can't do videos as easily with older systems. You have to hook up a recorder and all that, and it's just a oh, man, I got to stop hitting the button. I just got to run into the guy instead of trying to blast him.
Start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Did he get? Looked like he was going to lean forward, but then Jeff Wright came and kept him from getting the first down. Oh, he got the first down. Two-minute warning. Now, I don't know the numbers, the greatest 2-minute comeback officially, but I know that the Bills once scored 3 touchdowns in 77 seconds against the Broncos in 1990. So it's a pretty safe bet that 21-20 is, if you're over 20, you're safe. I mean, maybe, again, I don't have the official numbers. Bruce Smith put a hitting on him. So if I were to get the ball, if I get the ball back, and it's still a 22-point game, I won't run the score up. Not that I've done much of that in the second half anyway. And when you're letting them get first downs, you can't worry about it anyway. Fumble. Well, Marshawn Lynch picked it up, but that's the old holy roller rule. You can't advance a fumble inside 2 minutes of either half. Hey, he's over the line of scrimmage again. Cooper thinks he's a touchdown, but Derek Carr, that's the second time now, I believe he's, yep, the illegal pass. I would really like to get this, keep him out of the end zone. Come on, Bruce, come up with a sack now. Oh, I had the wrong. Well, Jeff Wright got a sack. Cornelius Bennett gets a sack. They had the wrong defense on for Smith to rush the quarterback. 3rd and 22. Intercepted by Kelso. Going to take a knee. 4th turnover on the day. Playing the deep safety, man, there were times I can remember Kelso was like 30 yards deep at the snap of the ball. And you'd think, all right, well, he's taking himself out of the play, right? He would get the interception. He was so deep as a free safety that the quarterback didn't even see him. Didn't even, account for him. and they'd go deep on a post or a crossing or something. Kelso at that point had made his way up, read the play, and bam. Interception. It really is a disappointment to Bills fans that they did not win one of those Super Bowls because they were such a good team. I mean, the Hall of Famers would come out of there, and there's still guys that deserve to be in the Hall, like Mark Kelso, Steve Tasker. Steve Tasker definitely. He's been a finalist several times. I think Cornelius Bennett should be in the Hall of Fame. Just my opinion. I know. It should be the last play right here. Unless they call timeout, that's it. 125 yards rushing and a touchdown for Thomas. The Bills get to 6-1, so we'll advance. If that one person watching is John M., you'll be able to play your game whenever you want.
He's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking.
Just let the final 17 seconds tick off. Now I think it's time for me to go fold some laundry and do some chores. I can't be a lazy some beach all day long. I mean, I gotta, you know, tonight's Monday Night Football game is not exactly thrilling, but after the game is over, we'll be going live again with the next 86 game. Again, if you want to check out, look at profootballreference.com to see what the 4 o'clock games were. If you want to go into the comments of that video, the last 86, there's 2 separate videos because I lost internet connection with 2 minutes to go. You can vote on which game you'd want to see, whether it's the Bills and Jets and Jim Kelly's first ever start, or I mean, it's the Broncos game, the future AFC Champions 86. Just go vote. I'm going to put the point system in, and votes will count as points toward it. And maybe around 11:30 or so, we'll go live with the next game. And the Resim 86. Thank you for watching. It's fun to play. Got a pick 6. I'm happy. And I really put a hurting on him. 31-9. Again, check out the Giants games too. He doesn't do commentary, but he puts a whooping on some teams, and we're hopefully on a collision course. 86 Giants, 91 Bills. With that, ciao.